Dear friends, here is Aditya Novotny. The sirens are blazing because the year 2025 is coming up, and it's going to be a marvelous year, a year of speed, a year of tremendous developments. We can all fasten our seatbelts, to be speaking in a very sincere way to you, because the end of 2025 will not be the same anymore. None of us. What has started with 2020 now comes to a climax. Many of the developments will speed up already in January and February. There will be some time where people can catch up, but it depends really on you and me, on everyone, if we are really conscious, if we are really seeing and perceiving what's going on. And this is fantastic news. There will be a very special constellation in August 2025, a kind of lucky triangle of Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus. And then in autumn, there will be a lot of structural changes in the outer world, which of course are already happening throughout the year and which of course have already started. So that's a little preview of what's going on. And in a year like this, 2025, it is even more important to prepare yourself accordingly. And we have a tool that has been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years, the Holy Nights. The essential Holy Nights, because I have included essential oils in this ancient practice. And these Holy Nights have been called in Christianity the Twevletide, the particular time from 25th of December till 5th of January. But there are preparation days, and there is also a final day, the 6th of January. Now we are just ahead of Preparation Day 1, which is 21st of December, which corresponds to the winter solstice. And winter solstice, like summer solstice, always brings strong changes. So let us have a look at the Holy Night tradition before we go further and deeper. This tradition probably has its origin in the disproportion between the lunar calendar, which has been used in ancient times in most cultures. Even today in Chinese culture and in Arabic culture, the lunar calendar is used, not the solar calendar. And this disproportion between the lunar calendar and the solar calendar used today, particularly in the Western world. According to the lunar calendar, the year has 354 days. It is 12 lunar phases of 29.5 days each. 29.5 days. That's the lunar cycle. However, the time from winter to the next winter solstice lasts 365 days. So what's happening with these 11.25 or 11.5 days in between? 11 days to be exact. And 12 nights, well, because the year is also not 365 days, it's 365 and a quarter day. So we have a portal opening up, and this has been already used in this time around winter solstice, when they didn't even care about lunar calendar, solar calendar. They just watched the stars, they watched the moon. Reason why earlier civilizations had the lunar calendar, because it's easy to watch with the bare eye. They didn't have telescopes to watch exactly the orbit of the sun and to measure the differences. It's easier to have a lunar calendar with the bare eye than a solar calendar. So these so-called Holy Nights begin, according to Celtic and Germanic traditions, in the night after the winter solstice and lie thus between the years. Specifically, the Holy Nights are from 25th of December till half of 5th of January. this designation between the years is a designation that is still very common today. The 12 nights and the traditions associated with them from different sources go back to antiquity. We have here the lunar calendar. This is a depiction of a modern lunar calendar, but it shows you, and it's really interesting if you scroll in, zoom in, and see the details. It is fascinating. And the lunar calendar, of course, was followed by all the early civilizations. Up till in Rome, there was the new calendar, which was a solar calendar. And as I said, in China, in Arabic civilization, you still have the day. In this time, a portal is opening. Each of the holy nights and holy days gives access to the month associated with it. For example, on December 25th, we have an energetic and consciousness connection with January, the upcoming January. In December 26, or on December 26, we have a connection with the month of February, upcoming February 2025. On December 27th, a connection with March, and so on. December 28th, April, December 29th, May, December 30th, June, December 31st, July, and so on till January 5th is corresponding with December. Now, what do you dream in these nights? This is important to take note. I always recommend my participants to use a journal, not just a diary, a real journal, which I will show you how to put into 5 parts, because 5 parts will be important for you when you work with this tradition and with this system. Because you will observe what's going on. You will get clues. How do you feel on a particular day? Which thoughts do you have with your emotion? Which energy do you have? How is your physical well-being on that particular day? What dreams did you dream in the night? What occurrences happen on the particular day? How are your interactions with people on that particular day? And you take note of all of this, because this gives you clues. And that's one part of it. The other part is you can manifest. Based on these clues, you script what you plan to do in January, in February, in March, and so on. And because we are using essential oils, ethereal particles, we have a very strong opportunity to really manifest the upcoming year. Now, what happened in the old days? In the old days, originally, they watched out for these seasons and these indications, first of all, because of weather. Because it was important, they were farmers, there was not a big civilization back then. They were dependent on nature. As we are now, by the way, many people seem to forget how dependent we are on nature. But back in those days, people lived in a much closer connection with the forces of nature, and they took notes, and they wrote down specifically in their lunar calendars what happened on what day, and then they found out what happened throughout the year. So it was first a weather prediction tool. Secondly, it was a personal prediction tool, because they soon found out it also foreshadows or foretells things that happen to the individual person, how the person would feel on that particular day. And thirdly, they found out that whoever had strong intention, strong will, strong plans on a particular day would manifest these intentions powerfully in the connected month. Quite a complete system. It's unlike anything else. And if you have not come across it yet, welcome. This is a real key to your life. Now here we have the Celt tradition. This is the Celtic cycle of the year, and we are now at winter solstice. Now, winter solstice, 21st and 23rd of December. I No idea why they write 23rd to 23rd of December here on this medallion, but it's Yule or Yule, and that's the winter fire. And there is a special tradition that I will speak about today a little bit later. And tomorrow at 2 p.m. UTC, I will give you exact guidance for the winter solstice fire and for a special ritual that you can do with this fire. Then we have Imbolc on 2nd of February or 1st of February, depending. Then we have Ostara. That's become Easter. By the way, Ostara became Easter. We have Beltane on the 1st of May and so on. Some of it is hidden, but you can look up all these major days. There are 8 in total, all the way to Samhain, 1st of November, the Day of the Dead, or the Day of All Saints. And that's a very interesting one. If you do the Essential Holy Nights, you will learn a lot about the meaning of each month, why Samhain, why 1st of November, and by the way, 31st of October, which is today fully commercialized with pumpkins and with kiddies running around in masks, but it's a serious thing because it's really the beginning of November, end of October. It's about the other world and where we are going after our life here. But now, this year that we are all in, 2024, is coming to an end. There's a few hours left because on the 21st of December at exactly 9:20 a.m. UTC. Please calculate for your time zone. On 9:20 a.m. UTC, the winter solstice happens. And then astronomically, energetically, we go into the new year and we start with the Holy Nights. Each human being is a creator, and was already shown by Leonardo da Vinci in the Vitruvian Man to be such a creator. And now, what does it show us? It shows us the pentagram. It shows us that we are quintessential beings. We do not just consist of earth, water, fire, and wind. We also consist of a 5th element, and that 5th element is ether, or akasha, as it is called in Indian yoga. And ether, or akasha, is very, very fine, subtle matter, fluidic matter, that is in between the world of ideas, the spiritual world of ideas, then the ethereal world, and then finally our physical world. So this 5th element, the quintessence, characterizes man as a creative being, as a creator, equal to his creator in the ability to create. So we are all created in the image of God. What does it mean to be created in the image of God? We are created as co-creators, as participating in creation. And every one of us creates their own life, their own fate every moment, with how consciously or even how unconsciously we use these powers of creation. That's a big difference to any animal or any plant. This is the one thing that animals, however intelligent, for example, dolphins may be, this is what they can't do. And this is why it is so important to reclaim your ability as a creator. And remember, you are created in the image of your own creator, of God. So reclaim this capacity. Out of the spiritual come ideas, inspirations. Sometimes they get twisted in our head. Sometimes these inspirations, these visions stay clear. And now it is up to us to foster this idea, this plan, this vision, and to put emotion into it, and joy into it, and enthusiasm into it, and ideally if you have at hand to put ethereal particles into it. And the best known substance today is essential oils because they have a lot of ethereal particles. So we focus with our intention these visions or plans for each particular month, give it a form, a kind of matrix that we create in the ether. And this is the blueprint for what is going to manifest in the physical world in the connected time period. As I told you, December 25th, January, December 26th, February, December 27th, March, December 28th, April, and so on. So we are really constructing, we are architects or at least co-creators of our years. If we use this tool of the Holy Nights, that is. And of course, there's other influences. There's God's will. There is negative influences. There is what other people want from you. And also there's your karma, the seeds you have sown. There's the law of cause and effect. So we do not live in isolation in this year 2025 that is ahead of us. But still, the more powerfully you marshal your race, you foster your will and intention, the more effectively you will co-create your 2025. So essential oils and oil blends provide the ethereal or etheric particles needed to let the manifestation work take shape. This is what I will show you in 12 Essential Holy Nights, and if you continue even in the Essential Holy Nights year. We use 47 different oils and oil blends during the 12 Essential Holy Nights and the 12 Essential Holy Nights year, which are precisely matched to the respective days, months, and themes. Now, when you see all these oils, you may say, oh, I don't have all these oils. And this is just a partial selection. Well, in truth, traditionally, it has been done without essential oils. People in early Germanic countries, Scandinavian countries, Celtic countries, well, the Celts, they had the Druids, and the Druids, they were already dealing with essential oils. They had special tinctures and plant substances that contained ethereal particles. So still, it was not everybody's possession. These people were believed to be powerful shaman, powerful medicine men, powerful priests or priestesses. Maybe the first time in our life or in the life of mankind, this opportunity is now available to everyone to be basically a powerful co-creator of your future by using the principles that the shaman, the priests, the medicine men, the sages, and the wise women used. And if you don't have any of the oils, as I said, you can do it dry. However, the oils tremendously increase the potency ability. So for most people, it's enough to have just one oil for the particular night. So that's 12 oils, or also 12 oils for the 12 months. And now, on the 21st of December, we are on preparation day 1. The meaning of that day is to purify and to declutter. What do we purify? We purify our house. I just started already today. We purify our thoughts. We purify our emotions. We purify our own body. We purify our energy. We purify the atmosphere in our rooms, our car, anything that belongs to us. And also we throw out stuff. We declutter. The time from December 21st to December 24th is a perfect time for throwing things out that you don't need anymore. And probably you are in the same situation like me and like many other people. We always keep too many things. And we are actually buried under our material possessions. So there's an easy rule of the thumb. Throw away what you don't need for at least a year or so. in terms of clothes, for example. If you don't wear something for a year or two, you won't wear it in 5 years, you won't wear it in 10 years. So you can give it away. Eat these clothes. With books, it's always tough to throw books away, but you may be able to gift books to others, and your books don't help you if they sit on your bookshelf. So let books circulate or give books away. Look around. What do you see? If I'm looking around, I immediately see some things. Okay, can go. I declutter it. Now, if you know about Feng Shui, Chinese art of harmonizing the energy that surrounds us and thereby harmonizing our inner energy, this plays a huge role. If you have a lot of unanimate, dead objects that have no life energy because it's not being used, it pulls you down. It robs you energy. It paralyzes you. So the first rule of Feng Shui is declutter, declutter, declutter. Throw out what is not needed anymore. These are the two big themes of Preparation Day 1, but also, as I told you, there is a powerful ritual in the evening of December 21st. Is it always 21st? Yeah, sometimes winter solstice is on December 22nd, or even very rarely on December 23rd. However, traditionally, in the Holy Nights, 21st of December is used as the first preparation day in order to give you enough time to purify and to declutter. Give you joy thinking about it? Or does this give you a headache thinking, oh God, declutter, my God. All right, so you can comment and yeah, okay, Anya, fantastic. So please give in your chat messages so I can also respond to you. Find it just below the live stream or on the side if you're watching on YouTube. Which oils are we using? If you use the oils on Preparation Day 1, I use Purification. Purification is a tremendous oil for plants, for animals, and for humans alike. It's fantastic for the diffuser, purifies the air, purifies the energy, purifies cars. It's fantastic for stinky cars. Young Living Purification. It's the second oil you see there. And also, it is fantastic for your body. I know several people who use it as a deodorant under their armpits. And you can use it as a spray, and I will explain to you how you can use purification as a spray. So, speaking about purification, purifying your atmosphere, purifying the air, it takes out a lot of particles, it takes out a lot of microorganisms of the air if you diffuse it, and that is the number one oil for it, purification. You have a lot of citronella, lemongrass inside it that gives this lemony zest, but also you have myrtle inside, and you have tea tree inside, so it's grounding, and it has rosemary inside. It also has camphenes, and as you might know, camphenes delete information. Camphenes delete information. And this is important in terms of your cellular memory. We carry a lot of our past with us in our cellular memory. So what you could do, you could rub yourself, the whole body, with purification. Just once, or maybe even twice. And then breathe deeply and breathe through your pores and see what's happened when you do this purification and this deleting of memories in your cellular consciousness. Because we have a lot of trauma. We have a lot of wrong informations and wrong energies stored in our cells. This gives you a fantastic start into the upcoming year. Then we have, of course, sage. And sage is amazing. Sage has been used by the Druids. Sage has been used by the native Indians of North America. And saging is an amazing thing. Nowadays, many people do it with the herbs. They are smudging dry sage. The reason why I'm not a big fan of smudging or smoking the herbs is because of the emissions, the little particles. So if you take care of your lungs, you will soon find out that essential oils not only are far more concentrated than if you smoke or smudge or burn incense, but also it is much better for your lungs, and thereby for your whole body. So how can you use sage? You can use it, of course, to cook. It's a fantastic oil that you can use in the kitchen. If you use in the kitchen, by the way, use these white labeled oils. They're called plus oils in Europe, vitality oils in the rest of the world. This is because they are declared as food item, whereas these green bottles, they are declared as cosmetics. It's actually the same oil inside, but for regulatory reasons, you should use the plus oil or the vitality oil with the white label if you use it for food purposes, and cosmetic if you use it for wellness purposes on your skin, in the diffuser and so on. You can use the sage on your wrists. You can use the sage all across your head. It's amazing what it does for your head. You can massage your scalp with sage. By the way, it's good for the hair as well. Of course, there's other oils great for the hair, like cedarwood, like thyme. But sage is a very good one. And if you really massage your scalp, of course, you see I have short hair, so it's easy. But still, immediately the energy flows better. And using sage, you will see you become much more aware of your thoughts, of your mental energies. Your head aura will clear out. Some people really have clouds, dark clouds hanging over their heads. It's all the gloomy thoughts that they think, and you can really purify with sage. Sage is also great for the heart. It also is purifying for the emotions. So you would also apply it on the heart chakra, in the center of your chest. You might also put it on the left side, in the area of your physical heart. Sage is good in a physical sense for the wellness of 5 different body systems. It supports the scent or fragrance of sage, supports the nerves, makes you calm, supports the breathing. It has also camphenes. You will notice if you are breathing like this, immediately it opens up your breathing channels. It's great for your energy, for your circulation, for your heartbeat. The scent has something that makes us just happy, and our heart gets more harmony when we have happy emotions. And several other uses would lead too far. I would give you an aromatherapy seminar, but it gives you also real energy, so you can apply sage. And if you're a woman, by the way, clary sage. If you're a woman, clary sage. If you're a man, sage, in terms of energy purposes. When I talk about energy purposes, I mean below the navel, in your inner thighs and around your sexual organs, and also on the backside. You can give yourself a nice massage with sage as a man, or clary sage as a woman, for this reproductive organ area. And you will really feel how energizing this is, how rich this is. You know, in the old days, to be fruitful, fecundity, doesn't come to my memory how to say it in English, in modern English, to be fruitful or fecundus. I don't know, fecundity. I'll have to look it up. Sorry for sometimes missing the proper English words. Yeah, fertility, of course. Yeah, but fecund also exists. Fecund. So that's what I'm speaking about. This is sage, or clary sage will really strengthen you. Now, what else has to be purified? I like it on my feet, on the soles of the feet. As you know, on the soles of your feet, you have basically the map of the whole body in the reflexology zones. So give yourself a nice foot massage with sage. You will be amazed what it does for your overall well-being. Now, if you use it in the diffuser, it is fantastic for cleansing the atmosphere. I particularly, of course, like to use it in the kitchen and in the dining room, because there it really adds to the aroma. So we had 2 oils with which you can start purifying and even cleaning. For purification is fantastic also for cleaning and your own maintenance in a deeper way of being harmonized, being purified, being balanced. Now let's go more into the depth. We have Palo Santo, and Palo Santo is a wood from Middle America and South America, which has a tremendous effect on the thoughts. Talking about clearing your thoughts or focusing on divine purposes, not little stuff, petty stuff, but really the big things, the purpose. And there is no better oil for the third eye, in my opinion, than Palo Santo. I love to put it here. You can also use sandalwood or frankincense for the third eye. But Palo Santo for me is even stronger than those two. But also it keeps away bad thoughts. So you apply it not only in the center of your forehead, you apply it towards your temples. Then you apply it on your neck. And again, like with sage, you can massage your whole head. And now particularly go along the central line. And this is a very important energy channel. There's a lot of meridians in the central line. So basically you go from the nose up. And you will also notice there is maybe some little spots that are thicker or kind of swollen. And this is because in your scalp there are many tiny muscles. And if you massage your scalp with sage and or with Palo Santo, you will have tremendous relaxation. Why do we often get this tenseness in our head and these little muscles in our scalp? Because we think too much, because we think too negatively, because we resist too much. So this is also a great way of letting go and letting flow. Use sage, use Palo Santo for letting go and letting flow. But what you will particularly notice with Palo Santo, you will be able, and I always use the oils also in an aromatic way. That means 3 to 5 minutes, just breathing from the bottle. Tremendous effect, because it goes from the nose, from these olfactory sensors through to your head centers, and from your head centers all the way to the whole body. So aromatherapy, classic aromatherapy, where you just smell for 3 to 5 minutes, is extremely powerful. Most people don't know that anymore because they just put the oil in the diffuser or put it on somewhere. But if you really wish to go deep, just smell for 3 to 5 minutes from the bottle. If you do that with Palo Santo, you will have tremendous experiences. Now, there's one more thing with Palo Santo. It protects from darkness. It protects from evil energies. And that's how it has always been used in Central America and South America. I remember a time when I was visiting Guatemala, giving workshops there, and a friend brought me to some Aztec pyramids. And there was the smell of Palo Santo everywhere. And I asked him, wow, why do they have Palo Santo? And he said, well, all the shaman, all the medicine men, all the tribal people from the whole Central America, South America region came together here to purify that holy land, that sacred site. And I said, why? Is it a special festival happens every year? He said, no, George Bush, way back then, George Bush Sr. was here. And according to these people, he's like the devil. And so they had to cleanse the atmosphere because George Bush was visiting. So you can take it with cum grano salis, with a pinch of salt. And we don't need presidents, really. We can take care of ourselves. That means we don't need the trouble of others. We have enough trouble that we make in our own right. Let's put ourselves right first. Because if you put yourself right, it helps you to put your family right. If you put your family right, it helps you to put your village or town right. If you put your town right, it helps you to put the country right. If you put the country right, it helps you to put the continent right. If you put the continent right, finally, it helps you to put the world right. And of course, you recognize that this is ancient wisdom from Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu, the great Chinese master of Taoism. Palo Santo, tremendous for awakening your third eye, purifying your thoughts, protecting you from evil energies. All right, what else do we have here? We have, let me see it, frankincense, Hyssop, and Myrrh. And let me show you Hyssop in a different bottle like this. It's from the oil collection, Oils of Ancient Scripture. There are these golden bottles, and that set, you probably know it, it's from Young Living. You have all these Bible oils inside. Here it is. And I usually use these golden bottles. Now, not because pink is not a nice color. If you look at Hyssop in pink, or if you look at Hyssop in gold, what's the difference? Very interesting thing. There's a doctor in Graz, Austria. She measured the Bovis units of the same oils, like myrrh in gold or myrrh in red, frankincense in gold or frankincense in red, Hyssop in pink or Hyssop in gold, and so on. And she found out that the bottles that have the golden sliver around, they have double the Bovis units, the energy, than the regular oils. Now, why is that? No explanation, because it's the same oil inside, but it seems to be that they have a synergistic effect when they are kept together in this box. And this is the thing, the golden oils, usually people keep together in the same box. Now, I give you a suggestion, of course, you should keep the other oils that you use together always together, because they also increase synergistically each other's energy. But be it as it may, do you have the Bible oils or oils of ancient scripture in the golden bottles, or do you have the colored ones? It doesn't matter. The next one is frankincense, and frankincense is for your connection to God, to the divine. This is a tree that has grown already in the Garden of Eden, and according to the Bible, has been given as a gift to Adam and Eve when they had to leave the Garden of Eden. Now, immediately, this is purification in the strongest sense, because frankincense can even remove what is called sins. Frankincense can remove dark energies if you allow it, that is. The interesting thing about frankincense, and again, I propose that you are breathing directly from the bottle. That means you are breathing 3 to 5 minutes, and then you let it go and let it flow wherever it needs to purify something or take away some heaviness, take away some inconscience, take away some dullness, or even take away some karma or some guilt or some sins, if you like to call it like that. So we live, of course, in a universe of action and reaction, of cause and effect. And it's amazing that this particular oil, frankincense, has the power even to remove karmic seeds. So this is talk about purification, talk about decluttering. You cannot go higher than purifying karmic seeds. As an oil that you put on the body, of course, there is several spots where also in Christianity, frankincense has been used. They use it usually with the cross. But the Essenes, the early Christians, they didn't use a cross. At that time, Christ hadn't been crucified yet. They used a spiral, a circle, on the third eye, on the throat, and on the heart center. And as the soul enters the body through the fontanelle, and also should leave through the fontanelle, the top of the head, at death, which it rarely does because most people have the door closed, you also apply frankincense on your head chakra or crown chakra. And then you just sit and breathe and feel what frankincense does and how frankincense purifies. And you can make a wish. The interesting thing is, this is the oil that does what it is asked from it. Knock and the door shall be opened. Ask and you shall be given. This is an oil that expedites prayer tremendously. I don't want to say it has a wish-fulfilling power, but if your intentions are in harmony with God's plan, then frankincense is a mighty magnifier. It does what you ask it, but you have to ask. It doesn't do just by itself. And again, it can remove darkness, and this is also why it has been used in exorcisms, to remove bad energies, negative energies from people. So this is also if you have a room where there was real negativity, a room where big fights happen, or a room where a depressive person lived, or even a room where someone who was really doing black magic or something like that lived. And then you say, well, no one can enter into that room. Everyone gets a headache. Everyone gets sick. You can purify it using frankincense. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please ask in the chat. Now then we have myrrh. Well, we have hyssop first, and I speak about hyssop in depth. But hyssop, which you have on the picture, in the pink bottle, is tremendous for removing guilt. Guilt and duty are two real oppressors for many people. Now, hyssop has a scent that immediately makes your lungs expand. Hyssop is fantastic if you apply it on your lungs or if you just breathe it from the bottle. And the interesting thing, when our lungs contract, that means they shrink, that always has to do also with psychology. And opening your lungs and breathing more removes this. Now, this is the number one oil for opening and expanding your lungs, hyssop. And it helps you to remove guilt, because guilt has a lot to do with you yourself cursing yourself for something. Some people even live in imagined guilt or old guilt that is long forgotten, but they just chastise themselves. They punish themselves for the rest of their lives. And here, hyssop is tremendous purification, tremendous liberation. And then also duty. How often do you say, I must do this, then I must do that, and then finally I must do this? The whole must construction has to do with our sense of duty. I'm not saying duty, if it's a natural duty, is something wrong. It's fantastic if you're dutiful. However, if duty makes you a slave, not good for you. If duty makes you mechanic, not good for you. If duty makes you I must this, I must that person. If duty makes you a forced character, we have a funny word in German, Zwangscharakter. If duty makes you, there is no direct translation for it, but it's maybe because in German culture we have more people like that, like a forced character or a compelled character or a coerced character or a constrained character. And usually we do this to ourselves. And here, Hyssop, that scent really helps you to become more conscious and to breathe deeper and breathe freer. However, I'm not just showing you Hyssop, I'm also showing you Myrtle and Cassia in a moment, these three in the golden bottles. And before I do that, I still would like to show you the myrrh oil, because myrrh is also fantastic for the 21st of December, also for the 24th of December, and for the 6th of January. And myrrh is basically God the Mother, when frankincense is God the Father. Myrrh really makes you softer than the softest. It helps you to give up all your blockades, all your tensions. It is fantastic when you just inhale it. By the way, to open it is sometimes difficult because it's a resin. And if the room is too cold, the resin will freeze. And then the trick is you put it under the hot water and then easily you will be able to open it. So you see here, it's real resin that can dry and condense. And then easiest way to open it is warm it up. Now, myrrh is fantastic for your neck and shoulders. If you have stiff neck, stiff shoulders, if you are blocking, or if you are fearful, or if someone else controls you, or if you are a control character, if you are a micromanager, then myrrh, either in the diffuser, really makes you soft, or on the muscles, really makes you relax. We go deeper into the secrets when we talk about the birth of Christ. It's also a birth oil. And as you probably remember, frankincense, myrrh, and gold were the three gifts that the three wise men from the East brought to Jesus Christ at his birth. And there's a reason for that we are going to explore, of course. So these are the oils on that particular page, and to be used on 21st of December, 22nd of December, 23rd of December. 24th of December, you get other oils. But this is the meaning of 21st, 22nd, 23rd. As you know, winter solstice not always happens on 21st of December. It happens sometimes on 22nd or 23rd. So you use these oils throughout this time with the main purpose of purifying and decluttering. And decluttering, of course, also means really throwing things out that you're not using anymore. So, in order to use these three, Hyssop, Myrtle, and Cassia, I will show you how you can do that. You make 3 bottles. One is a spray bottle, and this is for spraying the room. Because these 3 oils, Hyssop, Myrtle, and Cassia, are the most powerful energetic purifiers that exist. Again, you can smoke, you can smudge, you can burn incense, but again, you have the particles in the air that is not good for the lungs. So much better you use essential oils. And you really spray. This is the big bottle. It's like a half-liter bottle. You spray into every corner, into every room, even in your basement, even in your attic, because especially the areas where you're not going to, these are the areas where bad energies collect or old stale energy connects. You know already from Feng Shui, stale qi is not good. You need lively qi, you need flowing qi or life energy. So fill up the big bottle, and I give you the recipe in a moment, with distilled water and with these 3 oils, and spray once a day all your rooms, especially the heat corners and under the bed. Then you have that medium-sized bottle, something like this. And here you spray your own aura with it. So this also uses these 3 oils, and you use your aura also under the armpits, also between your legs and under your feet and around your head. And this middle bottle with a spray, this is used as an aura spray. Now the third one, the little one, basically like an oil bottle. And in this oil bottle, you use these 3 oils, and you use a carrier oil because these 3 oils are very intense. And this is for anointing. The third bottle, the mini bottle, is for anointing yourself on these 3 days, ideally anointing yourself full body. So you have 3 things. You spray your rooms, you spray your aura, your energy field, and you anoint your body. And it's always with these 3 oils. Let us see if I have given you the recipe. No, I haven't given you the recipe. Well, you get the recipe in the course of the Essential Holy Nights, of course. So this is just a teaser, you could say, but it's not a good teaser because I'm sure some of you want to start right away. So how do you do it? You use of the Hyssop, 27 drops. You use of the drops, and you use of Cassia, which is a very hot oil, 13 drops. So for the spray bottle, the big one, 27, 27, and 13. For the aura spray, the middle bottle, 27 Hyssop, 27 Myrtle, and 13 of Cassia. However, in your anointing oil bottle, you use 27 Hyssop, 27 Myrtle, and only 7 drops of Cassia. Because Cassia is really hot, and as I told you, you should use carrier oil anyway in that anointing bottle. Can be V6 carrier oil if you have it. That's the best in my experience. But it could be coconut oil, it could be grapeseed oil, it could be jojoba oil, whatever you use. So the 27 drops and 7 drops here for the anointing bottle and carrier oil. For the spray bottle, the aura spray, you use water or distilled water. Distilled water, by the way, mixes better with oils because they're also distilled. And for the room spray, also you fill up with distilled water. So this is the exact recipe. I hope you wrote it down, but we will come to it during the Holy Nights. But now for these first 3 days, the video is being recorded. You can re-watch this and write it all down and then put it into action because it will do you huge benefit. It will do your rooms huge benefit. It will do your aura huge benefit. Now we have 7 areas. Excuse me, I was out in the cold for too long. The 7 areas of your life. Physical, that is your own body. That is physical material things around you, including your flat, your apartment, including your car, including your clothes. What can be decluttered in your physical world? What has to go in your physical world? Secondly, emotional. Which emotions can you let go? Which emotions can you choose to let go because they do not serve you anymore? Which emotions should you declutter? And probably you're writing, hopefully you're writing, I remind you, you should get a journal for the Essential Holy Nights, because it's big work we are doing. Every year, we are really renovating and renewing our life and lifting our life to a higher level. So which physical things should be uncluttered? Which emotions should be decluttered? And then third, which thoughts do not help you? Which thoughts diminish you, pull you down, make you afraid? Which thoughts confuse you? Write down all the mental energies, the thought energies that are not helping you. You're really writing an action plan right now. Fourth, socially. Maybe you are not a very social person. And then maybe it's a good idea to declutter your isolation a little bit. It's good to be a hermit. You can reach high spiritual experiences being a hermit. On the other hand, we are there in the world because we are all family. Human beings are brothers and sisters. And we flourish, we blossom if we have good community. So this is if you are too recluse. On the other hand, maybe you are very social. Maybe you are over social. Maybe you lose yourself in others. Another case could be you have the wrong company, the wrong people around. Maybe it's time for you to let some people go in the coming year. You cannot help them. They cannot help you. So it's basically a lose-lose position. They don't gain from you. You don't gain from them. Could you let these connections go? Which, by the way, also creates room or space for new connections, better connections. So I'm just asking you to take conscious command of your life. By decluttering these areas of your life, you will see and feel and experience tremendous changes. Now, financial energy basically shows you command of the physical, emotional, mental, and social. This is what many people don't know, that your command of financial energies shows you command of physical, emotional, mental, and social energies. This is why it's only in the 5th position. And I know many people say, oh, I don't care about money. But that's an excuse. Of course you care for money, especially when you don't have it. You know that poor people think more about money than rich people. Rich people have the first 15 minutes of the day reserved to looking through their accounts, through their investments, through their portfolio, up to 1 hour. And that's it. The rest they delegate. Poor people have to think of their financial situation not just for 15 minutes or 1 hour. They have to think about it constantly. Because really not having enough money is a form of dis-ease. Not having enough money is a form of dis-ease. That can make you mentally sick. That can make you emotionally sick. And not having enough money can make you physically sick. Think about what poor people eat. If you think about fast food chains, it's usually people who have low income that eat there, and some of them every day. So financial is a big, big indicator. And if you evade the topic, it's worthwhile to look into it. What should you let go in the financial world? Which thoughts, which ideas, or which financial habits should you let go? So speaking about decluttering, speaking about purifying, speaks about reducing, putting things away. Because what many people find out, just by putting some things away, immediately their life improves. Immediately by putting some things away, their life improves. So by reducing, you will gain, surprisingly. What are the financial habits that you can stop? What are your thoughts about money that you can stop? What are your emotions about money that you can stop? What do you say about money? Which words can you stop uttering? Because words have power. With words we invoke, with words we evoke new realities. Sixth, your spiritual sphere. What can you do away with in the spiritual? Now, some people, they are not even spiritual, at least not consciously, but some people that are spiritual or religious, they are often a little too fanatic, or they are judgmental, or they are holier than thou. So think about what is true spirituality, natural spirituality that loves life, that loves God, and that loves all our brothers and sisters. And what is spirituality that separates you? And fanaticism, too strict, too judgmental, holier than thou are just some forms of spirituality that can be purified and led to a higher level. Now, finally, how much fun can you have, should you have in your life? Are you even allowed to have fun? Or should you be dead serious all the time? I have to say, without health, life is nothing. If your health is missing, life is nothing. In German, we have a saying, without health, everything is nothing. But I have to add, without happiness, everything is nothing. Without happiness, everything is nothing. And I also have to add, without means, everything is nothing. You have no means, and I don't say you should be a millionaire or more, but just that you can move freely because you have financial energies. And now you see these three higher, the financial, the spiritual, and the joy of life. They have to do with your health. Without health, everything is nothing. They have to do with your energy, financial energy. That means what is your action potential? Can you move, or are you stuck because you have no means? Without means, everything is nothing. And then, of course, the joy, the fun. Without happiness, everything is nothing. Now, with fun, we have to say it's not just stupid fun or low kind of fun. It's also joy of life that you feel by breathing in every cell, that you feel in every breath. Do you feel that at least once a day that your cells are jubilating, that your cells are dancing? Did you feel it, or do you feel it at least every now and then, every day, that by simply breathing, wow, life is so good. That is joy of life, and we should celebrate life. And then there is a deeper kind, and that deeper kind is called the delight of existence. Delight of existence. Let me see if I can do something here. Probably we lost the... Yeah, we lost it. I tried to bring it in again. Delight of existence. That really comes from being connected to your soul. So joy of life, okay. Fun, okay. It's important. But the deepest kind is delight of existence, or as we say in German, Glückseligkeit. And what does Glückseligkeit mean? Glückseligkeit means that your happiness or your delight comes from your soul. That you feel your soul, that you feel your core. And by feeling the divine spark inside you consciously all the time, you are glückselig, you are full of delight or full of bliss even. It can be a very high spiritual experience. So this is form of joy or fun that many people are not aware of. It can go to the highest planes of consciousness. It can go to the highest planes of bliss or ecstasy and ecstasy. Ecstasy going outside, ecstasy going inside. Thrill, pure bliss, pure delight. Do you have this at least once a day? And this is what we're talking about here. What prevents you from being happy? What prevents you from celebrating life? What prevents you from having fun? Now, the whole exercise, and I'm sure you took a lot of notes, is to unclutter old structures, old energies, and informations in these 7 areas. Things you choose not to carry over into the new year. So write it all down. What do you wish to let go? What unhappiness, what too strict, too serious, too hard on yourself that prevents you from fun, from joy of life, from delight of existence? What are the things you let go? This is the purpose of this exercise, but now we go a level deeper, because on the evening of the 21st of December, we have this old tradition of the bonfire or the winter solstice fire. And it doesn't have to be a huge fire. Also in the old cultures, and even in Germany or Austria today, sometimes you have huge fires, like 20, 30 meter high. Of course, there the fire brigade has to be there to look for safety. But it's tremendous to have these big fires burning. Now, if you don't have a big winter solstice fire nearby you, make a small one. And you can even do it on the balcony or in your garden. Or if that is not available, I used to live in the city in a little apartment. I just made it in the sink of my kitchen. No kidding. I just did it in the sink. I had a pot, and there I burned some herbs and took some paper and then some wood. And it was immediately I could turn on the faucet to have the water. If anything goes wrong, nothing went wrong. And if you do it indoors, have the window open, of course, and use or burn stuff that doesn't develop a lot of smoke, because that's not so healthy. Why do we do this fire? And you could use a candle fire. Let's say if you even don't want to do this sink fire, use just a candle as your winter solstice fire. The reason why we are doing it is because there is a ritual that is extremely powerful, and this is to write down now all the things that have to go outside the circle of your life. Now, how do you do that? Maybe you can see it. Maybe if you click on the video, it's in German. It says der Kreis deines Lebens. That means the circle of your life. And the meaning is, in the very center, you write down what is most important to you. So it could be God, or it could be me, or it could be I am. And then in the spiral around, you write down the names of the dearest people, and you write down, going to the outside, all the things that are important to you. But the further you go outside, the further, the less important these things are. So again, in the very center, you write down I am, or me, or God, whatever is the most important for you. Then your dearest ones, whatever is the most important. And then with less importance in the spiral, going to the outside. Then you come to outside of the circle. And now outside of the circle, you write down all the things that you let go with this winter solstice, that you let go with this winter solstice bonfire. And that's an extremely powerful ritual. I do it every year. And sometimes I have with friends a big fire, sometimes I have a small fire, Sometimes it's really just a candle flame, but I do it every year, and it's powerful, it's magical. It really does something. So you, I remember last year I was on the roof in Tenerife, just looking at the ocean. That was a fantastic winter solstice fire. But I also remember in a small flat in Hamburg, doing it in my sink. However you do it, you will experience true magic. Because what happens now? You have made the fire. You know that on this day, the days become longer again. We are going towards the light till summer solstice. If you're in the northern hemisphere, that is. And now, when the fire is nicely burning, you put the piece of paper where you wrote this spiral, the things, the circle of your life, what stays inside the circle of your life and what goes outside. And you throw it into the fire and you hand it over to the universe. And you will be surprised, even that one ritual has tremendous deep psychological effect, has tremendous subconscious effect. And dare I say, it's also magical. It also helps you using the energies of the universe to help you get rid of the things that are not good for your life and to keep more inside your life, or even bring more into the center of your life, the things that are good for you. So this is for December 21st. You can do it with a big Yul-Fire, a big bonfire. You can do it with a small fire. You can even do it with a candle flame. Simply do it because it's magical and it has probably greater effect that you can now imagine. And even writing it all down in all these 7 areas. So you really think what stays central in my life and what can go will help you tremendously to become aware. Here, by the way, you have a nicer circle. This is by somebody else who has a nicer handwriting than me. That's my handwriting. That's my spiral. So you can also do it nicely, orderly. And as you see, there's a lot written down, many, many words. And that's good because your life probably consists of a lot of stuff, a lot of situations, a lot of people, a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions, a lot of social, positive and negative situations. Your finances are there, should be there in this circle of your life or spiral of your life. What should be more central? What should go out? Your spirituality, what is central and what can go? And then finally, your joy of life, your happiness, and even your delight of existence. Wow. If you do this, you have already made the first big step. And we will have tomorrow at 2 p.m. UTC a special meditation on the sun, on the winter sun. I will guide you through that. This is for you, probably, depending on the time zone you are. Well, if you are in Southeast or East Asia, still you can do the fire afterwards, after tomorrow's live stream. So for right now, start working with the oils, start working with purifying, with the spray bottle, the aura spray, the anointing oil blend. Start with cleaning up and start with diffusing and start with throwing things out. But especially write down these 7 areas of your life. This is purification and decluttering, and this is your first big step for creating your new life in the new year 2025. Some of you have already secured your spot to be in the Essential Holy Nights and even in the Essential Holy Nights year, and even in the 12 Essential Holy Nights year coaching. So if you wish to also be part of it, then you have here the link. I also put the link below this video or above this video, depending on which channel you're watching it. And you get a 3-year ticket with each package. you get a 3-year ticket with each package. That means it's not just one time the Holy Nights or the Holy Nights year. It's 3 times the Holy Nights and the Holy Nights year. Only the year coaching is a 1-year coaching, not a 3-year coaching. So secure your spot, and I will see you again tomorrow in the live stream for the winter solstice, the meditation on the sun, and then final instructions how you can use your Yul-Fire or bonfire and make the first big step into your new year 2025. See you soon.